Today's message is understanding we attract the same type of people who mirror our psychological wounds. So when I say that, I mean like wounds recognize wounds. It's pretty simple. If you find yours, and this can happen quite honestly, I've seen it quite a fair few times throughout my years in helping people, is that a lot of people will find people the same as them, right? And it ends up being toxic. So you can actually have, like, say, maybe 2 alcoholics in the family because one triggers the other, and toxic can relate toxic. And sometimes it can be wounds as well. Like we attract, like if we got had a really bad upbringing, we might end up attracting another person who's been through that same type of energy themselves growing up, and they can understand. You feel like, oh, we can understand. And I suppose this is where we go in about trauma bonding, and it's a really big thing, and I'm not going into that particularly today, but it's just a little bit today to say be careful. We attract people with the same type of energy that mirrors our psychological wounds. So we need to understand wounds, recognize wounds. We will attract those same people. The comfort of familiarity, sometimes it's just easier to stay because you know what you're getting. This happens a lot even with people in DV relationships, which is really sad that I had noticed over the years, where, you know, they say I've got to stay, and some people are like, why are you staying? You know what's going on. It's like, well, it's better to know, and you know what they're capable while they're in your house. When they're not in your house, you're not sure how their energy is going to be. If they come home in a certain energy, then you change your energy to fit their energy, and this is what happens, and you sort of shrink yourself away, and that's not really good. So sometimes you find the comfort in the familiarity, and it's like just going, it's easier. I know if I just do this and I change myself this way, he or she accepts that and we can get along. But it's not healthy. It's not happiness. It's not being authentic to yourself, because you're changing who you are for somebody else, and you're changing your behavior, should I say, to fit another person's. So that's where we have to understand, if, you know, you might have like bonded with somebody in that area and you found that you were very attracted, but now it's maybe time to go, okay, maybe I don't need to have that type in my life. You do have certain relationships in your life where you feel like you're more of a, like the teacher, like you highlight these types of connections and you can learn from one another and have healing and growth as well. So sometimes you can have that and it can be really good, or it can also be really bad, like I just, you know, mentioned. So, but healing breaks the cycle. You need to encourage, if it's you or you and another partner, or it's work, or it's whatever it is. Again, I always say whatever it is, because each situation is separate and different. To break that healing cycle, you need to encourage each one, yourself and them, to work on it, whether that's going to a counsellor, whether that's talking with a really trusted friend or a mentor to help you to do that. But really what I'm saying is self-awareness is key. You need to figure out, okay, I'm like this and I attract this person and we're happy together, so that's good, but maybe we both need to go and do counselling so that we can come together properly and be together and not carry in that extra sort of trauma, trauma bonding or other things. You need to be able to grow as a person by yourself as well as in the relationship. It actually goes hand in hand. It's if you are changing yourself to fit somebody else, or you are staying for the comfort or the familiarity, there's something telling you here today. You need to look at this externally. So maybe you're like, I'm happy in this relationship, but I feel like I can't get past that trauma. So if that's the case, maybe you need to go, and the other person feels fine, maybe you need to go and get some counselling and get some real professional advice to help you, give you coping mechanisms and tips on how to be able to work through those triggers. So today is a little bit of a heavy one, and it might not suit everybody. And if it's not to do with you, maybe it's somebody that you know that you've been thinking about while you've been listening to the video. You have to remember we attract people that mirror our psychological wounds. So we have to be careful with people like that, whether it's good for us, whether it's not good for us, whether we can work with it, whether we can grow with it. But self-awareness is key. That's all I need to say to you today. See you tomorrow.